Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It's script practice day, real estate conversations day. So Fran was just giving us some statistics about open houses. So say that again, Fran. Say it again.
I was on script practice this morning, and the young man he's in Vegas, and he said that one of the speakers at the conference said, open houses across the board, all the brokerages, only 42% does not get contact information from people who come into the open houses, and 62% does not follow up on these people who do get contact. So he was saying it's very important to get the contact and then at the end do the follow-up. Because there's people there that comes to these open houses. They are buyers. They are sellers.
I love that. Okay, so just to recap. So you're saying across all realtors, 42% of agents are not getting contact information.
Correct.
And then out of the 58 that do get the contact information, 62% of those people do not do follow-up.
Correct.
Now, from your experience with open houses and doing the follow-up, how many deals have you gotten through follow-up?
I would say, I don't know.
Because you got
But this one here, I got the mom and the daughter.
So they're selling a house. They're also buying a house, right?
Right.
What else have you gotten from open houses?
Just a lot of leads coming in. We'll follow up. So getting people to the pre-approval status.
But you got another listing. You got another listing or something from an open house contact or door knocking. No?
No.
Fran been doing so much.
Oh, yes, I did. Well, door knocking I have. Yes.
And the door knocking was around your open house?
Yes.
So that's another deal. So that's four deals already on the books ready to close. Plus you got pipeline of people coming from that, right?
Right.
And why she has so much success is because she's part of the 58% that follow up. And then out of those, she's part of the 38% of people that get the contact. And then she does the follow up. Right. So I think that's huge. That is super, super huge.
So we did a script practice on what do I say when I do a follow up.
Okay. So do you want to role play that?
Yeah. I'll try, yeah.
There ain't no try. You're going to do it. Who wants to be Fran's person that she's following up with? So you visited her open house. She got your contact information. And now she's going to call you and follow up.
I'll do it.
All right. We got House on the line.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Who is this?
It's Rashad.
My name is Rashad.
Oh, okay, Rashad. So I'm calling you. Ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, am I speaking with Rashad?
Who it is?
Rashad, this is Fran with EST Realty. Just giving you a call because you was at my open house that I just hosted like 2 days ago. And now I'm just doing a follow-up of all the people that's on my contact list. And the last time we conversated, you said you love this the house that I was doing open house.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you remember the home is a three bedroom, 2 full bath. Is that something that you're looking for in detail?
Yeah, it's something I like. But I really was just looking today.
Or you're just looking? Okay. So that's where I get stuck right there. So you're just looking. So are you possibly about 3 to 6 months? Are you looking to buy, or a little bit longer?
Yeah, I'm still working on my credit right now, but I am looking at buying when my lease ends.
Okay, so when are your leases over?
It expires in December.
Okay, great. So here what I do, I'll send you over some good information about the steps on the home buying process. And then we can set an appointment together so I can go over each step with you. Will today or tomorrow today at 2 or tomorrow at 3 works for you so we can go over it together? I'll send it today, and later on today, if you're free, I can go over with you, or tomorrow at 3.
Yeah, I don't want to sign anything, no.
That's fine. We're not signing, just going over the process of the home buying.
Okay, so you said you're going to help me get ready to buy a house. What about my credit? I don't want to run my credit.
So the first step we're going to do is we just go by step the expectation of the home buying process. We'll get to the credit later. Just giving you the idea of what you're looking, what to be looking for when you're getting ready to purchase a home. So you'll be already knowledgeable about the home buying process. And then for the credit issues, we can get to that later. Because you say you're going to release it over in December, correct?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so let's set an appointment just to go over the home buying process.
All right, what time did you say?
I said today at 2 or tomorrow at 3.
I can do tomorrow at 3.
Okay, and I have your email on my contact. Can you just go over that? I just want to make sure this is the right one that you put down on the list.
It's rashadhouse@gmail.com.
Okay, yes, it's right. So I'll send you over the home buying process, and I'll just call you. You said today at 2, correct?
No, tomorrow at 3.
Tomorrow at 3. So I'll call you tomorrow at 3, and we can just go over together. Any questions, Mr. Rashad?
No, I don't have any questions right now.
All right, then. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Period. You got the appointment.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Struggle.
Did it sound like a struggle to you, House? Did she sound like she was struggling?
I would say, yeah. I would say it was a real struggle. But I think for me, if I was looking at buying a house and I told you that my credit was bad, I would have liked for you to kind of give me a little bit more insight on, or through something at me to kind of make me a little bit motivated to say, hey, why do it? I know I have to work on my credit. Okay, well, this is going to give me a little bit more reason to meet with you outside of just hearing about the home buying process. I could have just said, no, I can look it up online, because everything is digital right now. So being that, yeah, I want to buy a house, but I know my pain point right now is my credit. I would have liked to hear something more about, okay, well, I have a team of my lenders that we can do this for you, or I have a resource they can help you out with your credit repair. That would have enticed me to say, okay, look, you know what, I'll come meet with you, because that's something that I know that I need sooner than later than actually getting the house.
That's a good point, Fran. So his pain point was that credit. So maybe, and like he said, using that as the bait to say, hey, at this home buying process, we'll explain to you what your credit needs to look like, and if you need help with credit. I think that was a good point.
Well, some people don't like to. Some people don't like to discuss about credit. That's the biggest fear people have. But if you step and say, hey, let's just go over the home buying process first. And at the home buying, when I explain it to you at the end, we'll go into detail about if you want to talk about the credit. Because a lot of people I run into now, that's terrifying. They don't want to talk about it. They don't even want to look at it. They don't want, that's the people I run across with. So I just try to butter it up where let's just discuss the home buying step.
Mm-hmm.
But how do they know? Some people don't even know where they could buy a home at, where their credit score. Some people still think that they still need like a 650 or whatever to buy a home.
Yeah, I mean, I do about to say that because they might think that I gotta have a 700 credit score, but
yeah,
they have
you
like
didn't
a
ask me what was your
680.
credit score.
So it's kind of like if you would have asked me, okay, well, what's your credit score, and I would have said my credit score is a 680. Well, last time I looked at 680. Okay, great. Well, I have some down payment assistance options for you that you may qualify for. Would you be interested in hearing about that as well? So at that point, I was thinking that my credit wasn't good enough, but you just proved to me that I'm in a range to get approved. But then you also threw an incentive at me that you can give me some assistance.
Well, that's not my intention, but I don't go directly. What's your credit score? No, I just go directly. Let's go through the home buying process. And when I talk at the end, that's when I say, hey, let's get the lender in so they can see what your credit score is. I have a credit restoration program that I can put them on. I can, refer them to. I have no problem, but a lot of people that I talk to now, they just don't want to talk about their credit score. You know, they just
Well,
don't.
if you tell them that, hey, I have a I'm a credit repair, or I have worked at this credit repair company, a lot of them are not going to say no. They're gonna be like, oh, what did they? The first thing they're gonna be like is, what do they do? How much do they charge?
True.
Listen, I don't know how much they charge. They got different programs and whatever. I can connect you. There's different what do you call it? Different stages in that repair stuff. I'll connect you. Blah blah blah. Here's put them in a three-way conversation, and that's how you build that relationship.
Yeah,
So-
I would begin to trust you a little bit more.
Okay, let's not go down this rabbit hole of whether or not that at the end of the day, everybody does it different. But the point is she got the appointment.
Yeah, she did.
So we all want to make sure we get to the appointment. So I could understand both ways. We want to give information, but we also don't want to scare them away, right? So you just have to feel for yourself, you know, what personality you're on the other side of the phone with, and then kind of judge for yourself.
And I didn't even know why House was buying a house.
Anywho, so now that's kind of a perfect segue to go into what we've been talking about, what we talked about last week is with these changes coming up with NAR, we have to get these buyer brokerages, or we have to get some kind of agreement in writing to let them into these houses and do these buyer consultations, right? So it's more important than ever that we get to an appointment that we can get face to face with, preferably in person, right? Because we need them to sign that paperwork. So I think it's important that we keep in mind on the buyer side, what could be their objections on meeting with us? And then why would they not sign, right?
Why do I need to sign?
What?
Why do I need to sign anything? I just want to take a look at the house.
Exactly, right? So we have to come up with objection handlers to all of these things. My credit, I just want to see a house. Why do I have to sign, right? So these are all things that we need to be able to handle in the next coming weeks, right? Because that's going to determine the agents that can stay in business and the ones that are going to get out of this business, right? So why don't we do this? Let's write down what all the objections could possibly be, right? So Ev, your objection is, why do I need to sign? Right? What could be some objections on why somebody would not want to sign?
I don't want to feel obligated.
Okay. Don't want to feel obligated. What else?
They don't want to buy into a contract.
So kind of same thing. They don't want to be binding and be in a binding contract. Okay, what else?
They're not educated.
You said they're not what?
Educated.
Not educated.
I ain't trying to pay no commission.
What'd you say, Ed?
I'm not trying to pay no commission.
They don't want to pay commission. Okay, what else? Why would
I
they
just want
not?
to look at the house.
Okay, just want to look, just. Okay, what else? Why would they not want to sign?
The last time I looked at houses, I didn't have to sign this.
Okay, last time I didn't have to. Okay, what else? If you were buying a house and Fran said, I need you to sign this paperwork, why would you not? Or House said, I need you to sign this paperwork, why would you not?
I mean, well, the top 4 reasons is the reason why I wouldn't sign it.
Okay, so we got, they don't want to feel obligated. You don't want to feel binding to somebody. They don't want to be responsible to pay commission. They just want to look. Because last time they didn't have to, right? And then we had, they're just not educated on the process. They don't understand, they don't know the rules, right? Anything else we can think of?
When my friend bought a house, they didn't sign one.
Okay, so that goes into the last time I didn't have to, or I know somebody else who didn't have to.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's tackle these one by one, right? So how could we overcome the last time I didn't have to, or my friend didn't have to? What would you say? I mean, I think this one's pretty easy.
Well, things change.
I think when I've had that question come up, it just pretty much broke down there was a law change in real estate, and it's now required in order for us to show the home.
It's a law change, right?
I'll say
It
yes.
might, say again?
I'd say things change. As of August 17th, now we are required to have this
So would it,
to show
so,
practice.
so do you think that it would be helpful to have something in hand on paper that says that?
I think so too.
So I sent in our Discord, on our group chat, I sent a link yesterday to the NAR practices. So you can actually take, and there's a screenshot, I'll send you the screenshot of just the verbiage where it talks about that part of it. So instead of just saying it, have something in hand, right? Have something in hand that you can show them. Well, hey, these are the new laws right here. Highlight the section where it says, right? And then that should dead that right away, right? Well, do you think you would need anything else on that part? Like, why do I have to? Because it's a law. Do you want to go to jail? Is that going to be your new home?
Mhm.
Well, you're going through the agreement with me, right? And now you're going through this stuff with me. So how would you explain it?
Explain what?
Buy brokerage. Okay, you showed me this, blah, 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 right? It's fine. Now
Can you stand closer to your phone? Stand closer to your phone.
Now you showed me the screenshot. Okay, great. So now how are you explaining everything else on that form?
So you need help explaining the buyer brokerage form?
I'm asking you.
No, I'm asking you, what is your question? Have you seen the new buyer brokerage agreement?
I saw the form.
Okay, so it's the same way that you would explain it before. The problem is not explaining the form. The problem is getting them to get to the part where we need to sign this form, right? So if you need help going through the buyer brokerage agreement, we'll do that another day because we only got like 10 minutes left. I want to hit these objections. So next Wednesday, if you want to, we can pull up the buyer brokerage agreement if you need help explaining the buyer brokerage agreement. But let's get to the objections.
Explain to me why do I need to pay you?
What?
Explain to me why do I need to pay you?
Well, let's get to that one. What would you say? Why would you need to pay? How do we explain commission? Nobody has anything to say?
I'm just waiting for somebody to answer the question. Like,
Ev, this is a group conversation. This is all of us helping each other. So contribute if you have an answer.
All right, so when people ask about when it comes to the commission, I always start with, one, even though the laws have changed, in the past, the way that it's been done, the seller always pays, the seller would pay the buyer's agent's commission. With always something that's negotiable, and it's something that we can get verified before we even decide to submit an offer, and then we can negotiate from there. In the event that the seller does not pay the commission that we have agreed to, then at that point, you have to make a decision on if you're willing to pay the difference or if you're able to pay the difference of the what we've already agreed to.
So what would you say, Ev?
What I said? Oh, let me think. Well, I don't want to pay nothing.
Okay. So then what would you say, how? They don't want to pay anything.
Hold on.
You know,
Hey,
make sure whatever house that we see or whatever, I don't want to pay nothing. So what I make sure whatever house we see, if we can try to wiggle the commission in or some type of way or whatever, if the seller's not paying, I just don't want to pay anything.
I didn't hear what he said.
Ev, you got to stand closer to your phone. We can't really hear you.
Oh shit. Hey, Allie, this agent is at my listing trying to get in.
Okay. So Ev, you're trying to say I don't want to pay anything. So
I don't
at
want to
this
pay
point,
anything.
as an agent, what do you think you should say?
Well, my job is to try not to make you pay anything. You know, I would say, you know, I'm at first, you know, I would try to as much as get as much as possible from the seller to take care of the commission. And if push comes to shove, if we have to wiggle the commission in the offer, then we can wiggle it in. But at the end of the day, there are going to be some houses that the seller are willing to pay, you know, all of the commission or a portion of the commission, and there's going to be some houses that they're not willing to pay. So at that point, then we just need to decide, you know, what houses make sense.
Okay. So there's your answer to that. I would start with, tell me more about why you don't want to pay a commission. So Ev, you're the buyer and you're
That's a
saying
good question. That's a
I
good
don't
way
want
how
to
to
pay any
start it. Why
commission.
why
So
don't you
tell me
want to pay?
more about that. Why do you not want to pay any type of brokerage professional fees?
Probably the
I'm
main
only
reason is
working
because
with
they already spoken.
$10,000.
Wait, there was two answers. What'd y'all say? Ev, you said you only got $10,000. Who was the other person?
Miss Kamaria, and I said that it's probably because, and I'm guessing the main reason they can't afford it.
Are they working with something they don't have that much that they're working with to pay the other side of commission, closing costs, and their down payment? So that is a good way how to really even start. Tell me why you like you know, why do you are objecting to paying a buyer's agent commission if needed, if it's one of something that would if it's a house that you don't really like, why would you be objected to paying a buyer's agent commission?
And
And that would open up the floodgate right there.
And I would also stay away. I mean, me personally, I would stay away from the word commission. I would call it real estate professional fees. Just like an attorney has fees, like you could get a pro bono attorney, but if you're like trying not to go to jail
You don't get a
You
pro
gonna pay.
bono attorney.
or whatever, a free, what they call it, court appointed
A
or
court
whatever.
appointed.
Or do you want to invest in something? Because most of the time people buying a house, this is going to be their largest financial transactions, right? These are the largest financial transactions you'll probably do in your lifetime, right? So would you want to go through that situation without the knowledge of how to do it, right? If I got to go to court, I'm not going to represent myself because I don't know the laws. I don't know what's right and wrong. I don't know what can be done or can't be done, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would probably end up costing me more than it would to just hire the attorney. So same thing in a real estate transaction. If this is not something that you do often, like we do this all day, every day, we actually specialize in this. So you may think that, oh, it's costing me 3%, but going into a transaction with no representation and no experience doing this, it could end up costing you way more than 3%.
Yep.
Right? So I think when it comes to, I don't want to pay a commission, This is where you have to have that bio, that one-page bio I was talking about, have that ready and say, these are the benefits of working with a licensed realtor. And this is what you'll get through this experience. Because you could very well pay $20,000 non-refundable earnest money, no inspection period, and you don't know. You don't know if that's acceptable or not.
Mhm.
Right? So when it comes to when they say, I don't want to pay, fire back with another question. Fire back with the tell me more. Why, what's your mindset on that?
You get paid what you get paid.
You know what I'm saying? Are you really willing to risk it? And like Ev said, at the same time, to be honest, nothing has really changed. When it comes to commission, nothing has really changed in that part. Because let me give you an idea. Back in the day, like in the 90s, sellers had real estate agents and buyers were not represented, and it was sub agency all day long, right? But then they felt like maybe the buyers should have their own representation, but they never changed the commission structure. It's still the seller paying commission. So now it's still the same. The buyer's being represented, commission is still negotiable. It's just now we have to let the buyers know, hey, now that the seller has a choice to not pay, or they've always had the choice and they're now taking that choice, then do you feel like you can get out here and navigate by yourself without representation? Is it worth it? Right? So I think for that one, let's fire back with the why question. I don't want to pay. Well, tell me more about why. Then we also had the last one where it says, I don't want to feel obligated, or I don't want to feel bound to this contract. How can we overcome that? How can we overcome if they say, well, I don't want to be bound to you. I don't want to be whatever. How can we overcome that? Now, this is what I'm thinking. If I can't prove my value, if I haven't done my job all the way and they sign, then I would consider signing a buyer brokerage for these particular properties. So if you buy any of these properties, these addresses that I show you, we are agreed to be in this agreement.
So which buyer brokerage agreement do we use for that one? Is there one that says specific property, or do we just specify in the special stipulations?
I would specify in the special steps until I find out more. Now, what I've been hearing is there's going to be some, shorter ones, or just a showing agreement coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I don't know what all that's going to look like yet. But in the meantime, in between time, I would say, hey, I understand that, you don't want to feel bound to a contract or anything like that for a certain length of time. Well, just so you know, my agreements are cancel anytime. If we start to work together and you feel like I'm not a good match for you, or I'm not providing you all these things of value on my bio sheet, then we could cancel this buyer brokerage agreement at any time. Right? But I know once we start going together, you're going to love it.
Exactly.
So we're good. Okay. What do y'all think about that? Cancel anytime, or doing a limited buyer brokerage agreement?
I like both. I like to cancel anytime, because if you go ahead and get them to sign up for a longer term, you don't have to go back and re-sign another one.
True. And then the last one I have is, I just want to look.
When I don't get paid to look, I can't. I don't know what the right come make it for that one. I don't get paid to look.
The thing is I think that goes back into the laws have changed, and I understand that you want to look because you're looking to purchase a home in the near future in the next 3 to 6 months. Is that correct?
Correct.
Great, awesome. So why don't we do this and go into what Fran was said? let's go ahead and meet. Let's talk about this buying process, because legally my job as a buyer's agent, and I'm in the class to be accredited buyer agent or whatever, so I'm doing the second half today. So if you go to the NAR website, if you're a realtor, they have the buyer accreditation classes that you don't have to pay for. So I suggest y'all do that and do a negotiation specialist certification, get every certification that you can, because you're going to use that. So I'm going to use it and say, because when you're working with me, you're working with a certified accredited buyer specialist. I'm a certified negotiation specialist or pricing specialist or whatever those classes are. And that's how you know that you're not just working with any agent. You're working with an agent that has experience working for you as a buyer, because that's what you want, right? Someone to fight for you, to negotiate at the highest level for you, get you the best deal, right? And make sure you get to that closing table, because at the end of the day, we want to make sure X, Y, and Z happens, which is that big why, right? So this is my mindset. If I'm doing a buyer consultation, I'm going to meet with them, preferably face-to-face, and the first thing we're going to talk about is big why. Tell me more about why you want to buy a house. Go down, 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 down till you hit the emotions. And then from there, you're going to say, okay, great. This is the home buying process. Step 1, choose your agent. Great job. You've done that, right? Here's the agreement to make it official so that I can work for you at the highest level. And this is how I work for you. Boom, 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 boom. I think if you do it that way, they will probably have less hesitation and less questioning you when it comes to signing the agreement. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I would agree.
Thank you for the feedback. I'm gonna run that back. In-person buyer consultation. Make sure you have your folder that has your bio sheet, that has a buyer brokerage agreement in there, that has the steps to buying a house, your lender information, warranty information. Those are the 5 things I would have in my packet, minimum, and probably an inspection booklet. Any questions on what you would have in your buyer packet?
Well, I guess what all do you include inside yours? Because I have, I give them the copy of the buyer brokerage agreement, the brochure that I had that breaks down the home buying process, and then the different like vendor information in terms of like the inspection company that I work with, information about the closing attorney that I work with, and what else I put in there?
Warranty.
ADT information, warranty information,
ADT.
stuff like that.
Yep. So the only thing I would say is to add in there is a 1-page bio sheet about why you are the best buyer agent, not just agent, best buyer agent.
Buyer's agent.
And one last thing I wanted to bring up is they were talking about, in this class, they were also talking about scripts around markets, right? So let's say that your buyer wants to put an offer in a certain market or whatever. I'm going to share my screen. And if you want more information on this, let me know. But I just wanted to show you what I learned on NAR, the NARRPR website. Can y'all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how on the NAR website, like let's say you put in a property, right? And if you go over to market trends, it'll tell you about the market. Is it a seller's market? Is it a buyer's market? Is it balanced? What's the market like? What's going on? Median days, things like that, sold listings. But this is the part that I thought was super cool. Up at the top, do you see where it says create script? If you click on create script, they've integrated with like ChatGPT. So you could choose if you want to talk to buyers or sellers. So let's say buyers, or you can use this for sellers too. And let's say you want to do a professional or engaging or a conversational tone to your script, let's say conversational, and you want to create a video script, you click on that, it's going to create a script for you about this market. Hey everyone, this is Alicia here, your local realtor, EXP, blah, blah, blah. Let's dive right into the numbers. Currently, we have a 5.5 month supply of inventory, right? Over the last 12 months, we've seen a slight increase to 6.32% in the month supply, right? Sold to list to sold price is about 9.5%. Doesn't this make you sound like you just know everything?
Yeah, I need to go sign up for that right now.
It's free. If you're in your NARRPR account, go in here and you can type in any address, hit market trends, and it's right there at the top, create script.
So when you type in the address, you give me the market trend for the houses that's in that particular market.
It's like in this zip code.
Okay.
It's for this zip code. I thought that was super cool that the scripts were right there. And you could do the script for, you could do it if you want to make videos. You could do it if you want to do a social media campaign. If you want to analyze the metrics. So they just took all that information and just put it right there. And you could copy and paste, or you could send it by email. I thought that was cool. What do y'all think?
I think that's pretty dope.
Me too. I think nobody else doesn't think it's dope.
I mean, I think it's pretty dope because I ain't gonna lie to you. When I look at other realtors who post on social media the market updates, I be trying to figure out like where exactly are they getting the numbers from? Like, are they going in and calculating it themselves, or is there like a system where they're finding it? So this is pretty much what I've been looking for. And I'm glad that you shared it with us. 2 clicks,
3 clicks get you right to that. And it has scripts. That's what I like about it, is that you don't have to think. If somebody wants to know what's going on in this area, what's going on in this market, especially if you're going on a listing appointment, I think that's great as well. So any last thoughts, questions, feelings about today? We're going to continue to work on these objection handlers every week. So next week, if you want to, we can break down that buyer brokerage agreement to explain it to the buyers, if you guys want to do that next week.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so next week, we're going to go through that buyer brokerage agreement. I'll share screen. And then also we'll hit on these objections again. We're just going to keep practicing these until it just rolls off the tongue. Any thoughts, questions, feelings?
No,
Love it. I
thank
like
you.
it. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it, guys. And I highly encourage you to go on NAR and sign up for the buyer classes, buyer specialist, negotiation specialist, whatever you can, so that you could be like, like a real estate doctor with all the little letters on the back of your name. You need to do that, because that's going to separate you from all the rest of the agents, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to be
Yeah,
doctor.
I signed up for one. The next one is October 1st and 2nd.
Yep.
Yeah, I already signed up for that. I signed up for that one, and then I think I signed up for the seller representative course as well. But
Absolutely.
I'm gonna start going through all of them and start working on getting that stuff so that way I can start adding, all that ABCs and 2, 1, 2, 3s and shit behind my name too.
Exactly. That's what's going to set you apart. And also, there's the new mid-year 2024 Georgia contract update class, laws class. So if you see that come up, take that as well. So I'm taking that today at 10 o'clock. So we need to stay updated on the laws and the paperwork because it changed. Make sure you do your bio sheet. And then next week, we'll go over the buyer brokerage agreement together.
Okay.
All right, you guys, let's take a deep breath in. Let's breathe in this energy, because we're money magnets. Money flows through us easily and freely when we do the right things in real estate. Okay. So let's get after it. Happy hump day. See y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.